The rest of that, like silence from that Prophet or Chronosphere or Ice Path, they all have a little wind up that you can play around. So
Yeah, definitely an opportunity for Mastermind to show his masterful fingers.
mhm.
But how do you feel about this lane? I feel like in this type of lane, while it is a range versus melee, because the Sleight of Fist builds, the Ember can actually hold himself up against this DP, right?
Mm.
Which I think that was the biggest...
He should do super fine
Yeah,
on mid.
because I feel like that's the biggest definitive factor with Ember now, right? After they made the change to Sleight of Fist, suddenly there was flexibility in builds for lane.
Mhm.
Like most lanes are now, you just skip the chains
You don't
early.
go chains.
Yeah.
You don't go chains at all, yeah, definitely. You don't go chains, and you can still be very active. Just run people down with Flame Guard, and they have a lot of control. You have Puck, you have your tree, you have your Ogre. The obvious problem that Viking GG have got is the fact that they have absolutely no utility on their heroes. And when it comes, like, it's apparent to me that the only sustain that's coming to their team fights is Cube with his Living Armor, with his Leech Seed, but I don't think that's enough for the current patch. I think I have to agree with myself from the past. Fighting Pepegas, they have outdrafted Viking GG, but it's on them to execute this draft properly. It's so much easier to fight if you're fighting Pepegas. You have Abaddon behind you, who's going to be able to buy some Vlads, perhaps some Solar, just spam it, spam heals, spam Aphotic Shields. You can't initiate on anyone, because he's always there to save. I don't know, I just find it much easier draft to execute.
Well, I think the key to Pepega's draft here, like, or PandaS rather, is that's going to catch us out a few times. Is that Brawl, right? It's like
but in the game they're called Pepegas. They didn't change.
Yes, it's their own fault. So we're going to call them Pepegas. They brought upon themselves. But I think the thing I was going to hit on is when you look at their draft and the way they function. When you look on Viking's side, they're very much this split the map, right? You've got a Puck, you've got an Ember, even a Gyrocopter who runs across the map quickly. Whereas it's going to be Pepegas who need to force fights, and the big way they can do that is around the exorcisms from the DP. Just push towers, make them come to you. So anyway, this is a lot of harassment already on the Mastermind.
Yeah, he was playing on the low ground quite a lot, which is surprising, but he has 3 CS, 3S on that Prophet. The lane is pushing in, he should be alright.
Meanwhile, in the bot lane, I don't know if you can get a kill as Vikings in this lane, right? Because there's always the deny factor and the reduced Fade Bolt damage.
Well, it's possible, obviously. I don't think you can be aggressive, but it's definitely a possibility for them to get a kill. Let's say if Moon Meander, he dies, you can counterplay them. Right now, honestly, the best way to get a kill is to just counterplay. It's not even why? He has his salve to work with, so Cube will have to go back. But with this, man, he could have went for this.
Yeah, but Bone threw out the illusory too early, right?
Exactly. That's some communication issues there, because the Cube could have definitely went in as Bone 7 was pushing the lane in. I was thinking, okay, 3 can't dive because there's no creeps, but creeps were coming.
You never really think that you're going to be able to kill Jakira that quick. Like, your tree, if he suddenly goes, we can kill the Jakira, you're like, he's just
up again. Look at this. Yeah.
He's imagining things.
Yeah.
There's no way that the tree beats a dragon.
Yeah. He's not going to kill him, but he's...
It's just a battle of the bulky boys, really.
Yeah, in this case, Cube definitely wins.
Yeah, look at the regen.
There's too much regen, and he has Leech Seed to work with, and AUI has already been zoned out of the lane. This top lane is definitely good for Viking GG. Puck and Tree, they can mess this lane up. Also, they have Silence, they have Roots, so Envy, he has to be very careful about how he approaches this lane, as he can die quite easily. And look at his regen too, has 1 Tango. I guess they bought more, and Dragon is going to pick it up and bring it back to the lane. Twin-headed Dragon.
Yeah, he's gone for the long walk of shame. 2 salves on his way out. It's an interesting lane because I'd say Puck's rapid aggression is offset a bit because you go for that early point of phase shift because you're against Jakira, right? It doesn't feel good that you have to, but you know it's a necessity because if there's one way to beat a Puck, it's damage over time.
Yep. Later on in the game, once you have your Chronosphere plus Jakiro, that's when Puck is in a lot of problems. Everyone a lot of problems.
Brawl might be in problems. Mastermind's coming in now. The stun
have the
flash.
double suck. They're in problems if he double sucks.
Maybe not. Sleight of Fist gets some low, just about out.
They had no chance. He also had, I believe, a Fairy Fire there to work with. They had absolutely no chance of getting him unless they burst him down instantly. I think what they messed up there is Ember had to hit him a few times before
the Fire Blast is
the
used.
Fire Blast, yeah, and then you can perhaps burst him before the double suck, but still it's very difficult to accomplish.
Well, that does mean that Ember doesn't get the advantage that he was hoping for. You'd already see an advantage actually building for Brawl, 19-8, top of the CS right now, so Mastermind is clearly behind on XP, and I think this might accelerate. I wouldn't be surprised if Brawl has 6 before Mastermind's even halfway towards it.
Yeah, Brawl is actually doing very well. I heard some, I don't know, some talent and some players threw some shade at Brawl at the last event when it comes to his plays, but overall, so far everything I'm seeing is legit.
Nice.
Gyrocopter got super low on that bottom lane, and it's a lane that we haven't really discussed too much. Obviously, it's a lane in which Abaddon is doing really well together with Snake King.
Oh, they go for Flash. I mean, he is a bulky boy, but if they get the proc off, which they will, with the DD still running, they should be getting him low enough.
There we go.
There.
That's the first blood that we needed. They get him, and can they do anything more here? There's still the double damage on the Rubik, but they opt to just move back, not really push their limits.
Oh.
At the same time, on the top lane, Cube might be in problems after Jakiro has already fallen.
He's got the stick. He should be okay here. So Teneo is going to move in. Cube just baiting him deeper, though. The time walk's already been used, and he can get invis. Just in time for the runes, but they can't root him up. So Envy will just snatch the runes away from them.
Have they debated the Pepega?
They're going to turn around. Cube came out to play, but they'll get the kill. Cube? Is he going to live here? No, he will go down.
He's going to go down, but at least Envy got the bounty rune. For Envy, that's...
I mean, to Envy, that's gold. He doesn't care.
Got him.
This is kind of like the him and RTZ factor. If they're alike and they die, at least their wolves are farming. And now farming in the bot lane, onto Meander. He doesn't have a point in the miscall, so they might be able to run him down. But Frost, he didn't get ahead of him.
Yeah, he had sticks as well. He had sticks to use, and he had the shield coming off cooldown. And now we are having some T-tours right here as Brawl takes down Mastermind.
They weren't able to save him. The exorcism was used, so they don't hit the tower too hard. But they at least get... It's the first exorcism, though, right? You'd like to be taking a tower, but if you can kill your mid opponent, it's perfect.
Usually you don't even skill exorcism at level 6, so if you used it for a kill, that's completely fine.
Meanwhile, on top, because Bone's being left alone, he might start losing the CS advantage he has.
Yeah, like this puck, he should have problems on this lane. Versus Jakiro, you should be in some difficulties. However, because of Cube and how he has played, how he has zoned out Aoi, this lane has been amazing for Viking GG.
Yeah, that's why Cube needs to get back up here. As long as he keeps Jakiro out of the equation, you definitely win against the Void in a one-on-one scenario.
And I just love Cube. I love to watch him play.
It's hyper-aggressive pos 4.
You know what I really like about Cube? You remember that Vaga camp, like the training camp?
All right, don't talk about it too much. We're not sponsored by Waga.
I was like a coach there together with Cube. Let's see. AUI.
Speaking of Cube, more people to die.
AUI, maybe you need some coaching, boy.
Delicious. Well, no, he just came from coaching. He doesn't want to go back to it yet, Liz. And even Abada goes down the bot lane as well.
Yep. They get Moon Meander, so 2 kills for Viking GG. Viking GG, they're crushing these lanes at the moment. Mid lane is the problematic one, as Brawl has done very well. He's actually zoned out Ember completely to the jungle, but Moon Meander is still level 5, 2 levels. Okay, 1 level behind now, gets that 6. This is where the lane becomes a bit easier for Mastermind, as he can't be just crushed, but he will still just farm the jungle and mid, I believe. Overall, yeah, they played pretty well, and what I wanted to say about Cube is he's the kind of a guy that he has no mercy, man. He has no chill. Like, if he thinks you're bad, he's gonna tell it to your face. And the problem is, if you're coming to a coaching camp, you're probably bad, you know? So it's like, Cube, chill out. You don't have to say these things. They have souls.
Just crush their spirits, just like they're crushing a bad in the bot lane. Didn't even have 6 yet. Aoi won't be able to help.
And snaking too. And that's your Mastermind rotation. Ember rotates instantly.
And Brawl came as well. That's the other thing. He wasn't just pushing in mid. That was his perfect opportunity to use Exorcism for the tower.
Yeah.
Bit of a mistake, maybe. But he still keep his lead at the top. I think this is good for them because the one lane that Pepegas are winning is the lane that I mentioned earlier. I think this is the way they win the game, right? Because you know that Viking are going to try and stretch you out across the map. And the only way you force them to fight is if you take all their towers early. So we'll see if he can actually keep up this sort of pressure. The problem is, like, Cube alone is just making sure Envy can't always free farm.
They need to get. I think what's really important for fighting pandas, pepegas, whatever they want to call themselves, is
PandaS.
is to get this Jakiro his levels. AUY is level 4. He will get that tome to work with. Macropyre is really good in this game. Plus the Void combo, it will allow you to take down targets. It will allow you to burn through living armor as well.
You want top?
Can they take it?
Sansa's there.
The
He moves away though. The perfect bash to save his life.
Oh, the bash. Also, Puck maybe could have went with the orb a bit deeper, but then Void goes in different directions, so not really an easy play.
No.
AOY realizes no one is defending this, so I'm gonna just outpush mid. And by outpush, I mean get some easy solo experience and farm.
Of course, you know, while we talk about this Ember and how he's not doing that well, Moon goes up and he feeds the issue I was about to rise, which is that Bone7's still top of the net worth. He's the real mid in this game.
I don't know, man. Like, even though I can see the way for fighting the pandas to win, they're losing their lanes. And when you lose all your lanes, it's kind of difficult to play this game.
Well, I'd say they won mid, right? But they still lost the other 2 lanes.
Yeah, I mean, it was my concern. You're playing Abaddon, Rubik versus Gyro. Abaddon did have a good start, but then Gyro got a couple of kills. You can dive him for only so long before he gets a couple of levels in barrage, and then he doesn't really care about you.
Meanwhile, Dead Dragon in the river.
The whale is completed.
Just a little reveal. Frost gets himself a cheeky kill. They'll make sure the other bounty doesn't get snatched away from them. But the bot lane was invaded. You can already actually see the priority. If you look, fighting for pandas, they've actually warded all around the bot lane. So they clearly plan to just try and rush through this tier 2 in the bot to give them control of the Roche pit later. And the question is, can you make these plays around the Death Prophet? Because I think that was the good thing for them, is they moved bot and they were clearly starting to prioritize around playing around Brow, right? I think that is the way that they take it through to a winning condition in this game.
How did they do that, though? If they
You have to force fights, right?
Mm-hmm.
But this Puck is a big problem right now because of that Veil. Lift.
The Puck is a big problem, but the problem that they're also facing is Q. They need to somehow prevent him from getting all this vision and info that he's right now giving to Viking GG.
It's hard for them to set up kills. It feels like right now it's just try and drag attention away from this Void, who I believe... Has he got the Midas yet? Or has he just cancelled that? I think he's given up on Midas dreams.
It makes no sense if he bought the Gloves of Haste.
Yeah, he doesn't have.
Envy, you can't buy Maelstrom with Gloves of Haste anymore. That's not how it works.
This is why they need to change his role. I was saying about this, Liz. You change roles to relearn the game. When they change recipes, you get caught out.
Wait, why does he have Gloves? Is this some...
I think he was going to go Midas, and then he was like, oh, this is too late.
Maybe it's some casual Gloves of Haste. I mean, on Void, it's not even... I mean, it doesn't sound great.
It gave him that bash that saved his life top.
But no, for real, when you think about it, if you get some bonus attack speed, it gives because of the bashes, it can be worth it. I mean, I love to hate on Envy. He's a weeb. He represents everything that I stand against, you know, but...
Weeb, captain from the carry role, made it to a TI.
Exactly, I never made it. He's much better than me too, so I need to have some jealousy here, but I really respect the casual Glove of Haste.
But you would like to see him die right now, wouldn't you?
Of course.
However, Snaking will take his place instead.
I'm kidding, but you know it can work. It's Dota, like anything can work.
It's that whole argument, like at the moment, a lot of people are building casual strength frames, right? Like they're not building it into anything. They'll get themselves the belt of the champion, and usually they'll end up losing the game there. But you know, it's like there are options. There are different things you can do with this Glove of Haste. Not much, but Midas. There you go, Midas. See, that's one of the things you can do, Liz. This is a catch-up Midas, though, because we're already 12.5 minutes into the game.
Yeah, that's interesting. It's not really a super uncommon item on Void. Recently, though, people have stopped buying it.
Especially if you can't get it early, right? If you can't get it early, you go, okay, build a Maelstrom instead, because I'll farm with that.
Yeah, it's just Maelstrom helps you farm and also helps you fight, so I'm surprised he's going for Midas, but...
The problem is, it's so greedy, and you look at Vikings lineup, you know, Gyro is not afraid to get involved early. He's already got the drums online on his way towards the Ags. You're up against an Ember and a Puck. Like, this kind of 15 to 25 minute mark is going to be hyper aggressive if you aren't there with fighting items as a Void.
Yeah, he's just putting more pressure on the other 4 of his teammates. When you buy a Midas, it just means that you won't be as active. But as Void, if you manage to jump in Chrono and go back to farming, that's still good enough. But it doesn't really suit. It doesn't really suit the whole lineup. You have this Jakiro, you have that Prophet and Abaddon. You could just force the matter right now. You could start pushing, but instead, the Midas will allow them to scale super late though. And eventually, you become as Void. Eventually, you win the game, because if you chrono the Gyro and you kill him in the chrono, you might just end the game right there. However, we'll see. Will they have map control? Will they be able to contest Roshan? Will they be able to have any tower standing by the time he gets anything after the Midas? That's always the question. Late game is great, but you need to get to the late game with actually having something.
Oh, but if you get Bone, that'll set you up. Yours going to come out, but the chase is still on, and it looks like Bone might go down. Big pick off there. They might even catch more here. The Ice Path connects, and the follow-up through from Brawl. He might even get the tier 1 tower now. The Exorcism still running. Mastermind has to back away.
I said it, he's putting more pressure on the other 4 of his teammates, but they're delivering right now. At least they have. They killed the Ogre, they killed the Puck. Can they get the tier 1? I doubt it, because the Exorcism, it's running out.
Well, these are the Exorcisms. We talk about that often at the moment. It's not really your priority to try and find these big towers necessarily. If you can get 1 or 2 kills, you're kind of happy in the early game. Same with like a Black Hole, right? The first Black Hole of the game doesn't have to be amazing.
Mastermind.
Missed time.
Missed time. The silence. He sips away.
But the problem is they have still lost their tier 1 mid.
Wait, expertise from the experts? What level is that Ogre? What level does he have on an Ogre? This Flash,
That's like 10-ish, isn't it? Like Silver's 10 to 15.
It's crazy. He plays a lot of Ogre. Imagine playing Ogre in pubs all the time. I mean, on offlane it's fun.
I mean, it's not bad if you can do the voices. I'll keep. Oh, another Dream Coil. All right, that's you know, Bone special. Happens every once in a while, but you know, he doesn't let it phase him. He's like, guys, I still have a Veil. I can still blow up anyone on the map.
You can't really flame him. He's had an exceptional performance this game. He's doing really well. Almost on top of the net worth chart, 6K net worth, 15 minutes in. This guy has more than the Void or the Ember, so.
This is ambitious. They're trying to catch the Puck here, but instead, he'll punish them. Rubik gets low and will go down. The Macro Power won't change that. And now Moon Meander, still hanging around. Stun's going to come out. Rocket Barrage. Early use of the borrowed time. He activates the drums and tries to run away. And because Bone doesn't have that Dream Call, he can't do anything about it.
He's just fine. They had Overgrowth to work with, but he wasn't really...
Not for the Abaddon.
Yeah, he wasn't ready to commit that, because there's shield, there's ulti. You probably don't get him. Also, the Abaddon that we have just mentioned has a pipe complete. So this guy is definitely ready to contribute to his teammates just now. And there is a lot of magic damage from Vikings. Right now, it pretty much is all magic damage. The Ember, Sleight of Fist, alright, but Flame Guard, everything from Gyro pretty much and Puck, that's all magical.
Envy. He just cancelled his TP. He wants to make a play. They're coming on the bot lane now, looking on the Frost.
But
Cube can stop this.
Oh, Cube.
Scouts it out, beautifully done. He's got the Overgrowth to work with, connects onto the 2 important heroes. Gyro should better run away, but the Silence comes out. He's got the drums, he needs to activate him and not get bashed at all, but the problem is Brawl's already on top of him. We'll bring him down. Despite Cube's best efforts, couldn't save the life of his core.
Cube couldn't stop that. Maybe if he stays on the other side of the trees and he catches Dragon and
more.
Ryle.
Flash should be going down as well. They're still hanging around here. They know that there's going to be pressure continuing because Exorcism has been used.
And they will pressure the tier 2 now because of that. Actually, maybe they won't, because Gyro is up in 10 seconds. Everyone from Viking GG is around. Yeah, it's a much better option to just move back. And this is what I told you earlier. You're playing against Void and you didn't pick any saves. Cube, I don't think that's enough. So no matter what you do as fighting PandaS, as long as you get that chrono on top of Gyrocopter, eventually you will cripple him and your Void will have enough or more than necessary to take this game. That's the problem that Viking GG has to deal with somehow. What's the right solution? I don't see it, but they just have to outplay fighting for pandas. Somehow they have to take these fights properly after the chrono has been expended, because it is a very long cooldown spell.
No, absolutely. And you think about actually Envy in this type of game. Once the Void builds a BKB, how do you deal with him? Like, you need what? An Ags on your Puck, who still needs to get a Blink Dagger, probably wants a Yules before he's even thinking about an Aghanim
That's not bad. I mean, overall, they do have heroes that can take that Void down. You have the Silence, you have the Overgrowth, you have the stuns from Augur, a couple of hexes later on, and that Void can die. I mean, Viking GG, they have a fair shot at this game. It's just easier to execute for fighting pandas. It's not like they have to itemize properly to win it. They just have to itemize. They just need items.
Yeah, and keep finding pickoffs like this. Flash runs into the wrong neighborhood, gives over the Bloodlust, and with it, his life. Mastermind was considering going on them, but you're in a choke point. There's a macro power down. You respect, you just back away. It's just a measly Ogre.
Yeah, position 5. If you're Vikings, you're alright with that. It's really too bad. You took down the tier 1 and you can fall back. Gyrocopter almost completing his Aghanims here.
Yeah, Mastermind setting into the farmer mood as well, as he's also got the Maelstrom complete. And Cube going for that meme hammer. We don't see it too often these days.
They're setting up for the farm.
Oh. They'll buff Mark. Root's going to be there, though. They will force the borrowed time. And now Moon Meander, they're going to have the means to chase him down here. The drums are activated to chase on. Shakira's coming across, but it may be too late to help him. Cooldown's going to be there as well. X's and Brow moves in. Looks good. Silencer's on the free. Going to chase them through right now. Gets in the tree line, trying to escape. The Overgrowth is looking good, but now they need to turn around. Coming in with the cooldown and the flat counter. Through with the illusory orb into the Silence. Trying to control Brow, but he's still got that lifesteal going. Stellan pretty healthy, and now Puck in trouble. Bone, no easy escape. Trying to dodge it out. The Chrono's going to be on the other side. They ping it out. They catch on to the Ember. They're going to clean him up alongside the Puck. And what looked like not a bad fight for Viking turns around very quickly. And once again, every time Death Prophet central to these fights for Flying Papan.
Bryle was amazing in that fight. He caught 4 with the Silence. Like, that was just some manliness. Left, right, and center. Moves up, straight into the fray.
New mill.
Surrounded by so many heroes. He doesn't care. Alright, they killed Augur there too. But yeah, they take that fight really well. And you could see it's very simple for them to execute. And Abaddon is probably not the hero that you want to be chasing for such a long time. And look, they popped drums to keep up with Moon Meander, to be around him when they're playing versus Jakiro and Void. Even if it wasn't the Death Prophet there, they risk so much. They risk this Chronosphere plus everything else set up. I mean, that was ballsy from Viking GG, and definitely did not work out very well for them.
It's the choke point factor, right? This is the other thing. It's like Viking aren't respecting the fact that, like, okay, we've got a Gyrocopter, we've got Overgrowth, we're good in choke points. You're up against a Jakiro, a Void, a Death Prophet with those silences.
You like to be choked, don't do that. Don't go into choke points.
Play an open battlefield, maybe. Look for a kill that's not too close to the choke points, but once again, they're going pretty deep. Looking at Envy. That's a hard kill, though. He's not a squishy boy anymore. He's got that 12 strength talent. It feels like there's an opportunity missing, right? When Void, because you saw it earlier, he was the lowest level person in the game.
Lowest leveled and lowest net worth, but...
and they gave him the space.
Mastermind Envy realized that he needs the Midas to work with, and that he will get the space from his teammates, and he got it. He definitely did, and now it's looking pretty solid for fighting pandas. Even though Radiant core, Viking GG's core is on top, that's the Gyrocopter he's supposed to be. And the problem with Gyrocopter in this game is, sometimes, if you let the Gyrocopter farm, he will win the game. He will just solo carry. But when you're playing versus Void, it doesn't matter just how much farm you got. It doesn't matter if you have status resistance, because that Chrono will take you down. So they have to just start playing these teamfights a little bit better and start playing them when these ultis of Flying Pandas are off, which they aren't anymore.
No, they're going in right now. Eternal Envy does have the Chrono to work. He's going to move with the Time Walk to clean up the Ogre. That's the entrance kill that should secure the Tier 1 tower, which Keeper's been keeping up to this point. That's the kind of thing you get when you pick this Treant, but I think Treant's starting to lose his relevance quickly because 4K net worth lead already, and they're ready to fight. Look at the net worth on these 3 cores.
Yeah, they're right behind the Gyro almost. Actually, that Prophet just took the #1 spot, so It's not even the gyro that's on top of network. He's interchanging that with they're sharing pretty much with that Prophet. So.
And I feel like Gyro, he's kind of false herring. He's the new Juggernaut in that regard. You know, you think about Jug, it's this hero that has to be ahead in net worth or he has no relevance, right? And Gyro has that weird kind of feeling as well. Yes, it's kind of more easy to get the damage out in the late game, but if he's behind, this hero does nothing.
Yeah, well, he's about to do something as they pop the smoke and invade the dire jungle. They're trying to get a pick off, but Envy, he has his
Anime senses.
Weeb senses are tingling as he moves back towards the tier 2 on the mid lane, but he might just...
He can hear Attack on Titan playing. He's ready to go. Chrono's going to be there. They bait themselves into it. They're going to get him low, but now the turnaround can come through. Macropire, Lift, keeping him in the barbecue. They're going to try and kick him back towards the tower. Looks like they got the damage ring down. The Overgrowth won't change that, and now in the back line, Brow's in. It's party time, he says. Chasing through another puck. Sant's going to run out. Yules is there. They need to control him right now. The Ice Path tries to dodge it out with the phase shift, but he can't do it. It looks like Bone 7's going to go down. They'll chase for more. It's Roche time.
Such an easy game for fighting PandaS. As long as they played in a default manner, as long as they don't throw it too hard, this game should be in the bag as this Roche right now is. They will be able to take it down. Cube with the meme hammer. It's cute.
It's memeing.
He's not cute, he's cute.
Because a little tickle just helps him kill Roche, I guess. Cube, they ping him out as well. He's trying to escape, but Aoi has sentries, 4 of them in fact. And I'm not sure if Cube gets out alive here.
He's got 4 sentries to follow him.
There's no way.
He can get out, definitely.
Maybe.
Up the hill where Ogre is.
Another sentry.
Yeah, he's fine.
I mean, he's just leading...
No, not to the left.
No, he's leading them towards the Ogre as well. This could ever work against him. There's the Macropire.
They burned the forest.
He's been bamboozled.
Oh, poor Ogre.
They're done with him, though. They go Ogre instead. Easier to cook Ogre meat than try and actually cook wood.
They will get Cube maybe too, as Void... Never mind, Envy did not see him.
He's going to sneak on out. He's like, I got a meme hammer to use, boys. It's okay if the Ogre dies. I'm going to stop this creep wave.
I mean, it is something.
Anything at this stage would be good.
He gets the creep wave. He wasted some of their time as they just took that Aegis. Instead of pushing or taking an objective, they chased the tree for a bit. But you know what? There is a tower on that top lane, and that Prophet, she's definitely looking at it. Ready to go.
40 seconds till the Exorcism, so you can take the tier 1 and then you have Exorcism immediately afterwards. Has the BKB now, and that's the big deal, right? Viking had all this magic damage, and Void doesn't even need a BKB because he now has that second life of the Aegis. And you can't kill Moon, so like your breach kills are supports or nothing right now if you are Viking. Hard game.
Halberd on Moon, also Medallion completed. How do you kill anything in this game anymore if you are Viking? You're severely lacking damage. Mastermind, I talked about him and how much I respect this dude, but he hasn't really accomplished anything after the laning stage as December Spirit. Hasn't been able to...
Oh, he might die as well. The Chrono's there. Envy was waiting for him. You can't just push like... I mean, walking blind into the high ground as well. That's the bold part at the end.
Wait. Click on Rubik. Just click on this guy.
I mean, it's a lot of damage with the Arcane Supremacy, the Rocket Barrage.
Look at his inventory, dude.
Yeah, Guardian Greaves.
Completed Guardian Greaves 26 minutes in.
He's
with,
so bulky.
With the point booster, with Bracer, he has almost 1800 HP. Like, you're never taking him down. Snake King is a beast.
I like that he's done this, right? Because usually, like, Rubik's, they always want to get an Aetherloans. But in this type of game, he doesn't have to worry about the enemy other than getting burst. Because he's gone for this build, he's too bulky. He's not an entry target. And it comes back to what we were saying, like Viking have all this magic damage. Where do you direct it now? It's a double bracer Jakiro, one of the more tanky 5s you can play at the moment. A Rubik that's just got a ridiculous amount of health, and a Puck who's just going to die casually to him. This is looking grim, Liz.
It's looking really, really grim for Vikings. Viking.gg, can they make a play? Can they come back? Can they perhaps smoke up, kill off this Void somehow? At this point, to kill off that Void, you need to find him alone, and you need a Hex. But who's got a Hex on the side of Viking? No one. No one has a Hex.
No one's going to have one anytime soon, really. You know, the Puck's still going for the Yules, and look at this, Snake King's moving in. This is how tanky he is. He's not scared of a thing. Ice Path, Lift drags him back in towards it. Gyro in a lot of trouble. BKB activated, looking to fire up against them here. Snake King's going to run away. Guardian Greaves going to be popped pretty early. He can still escape though. Fodix should try and protect. Movegrove's going to be there. Ice Path in the choke point. Frost BKB is running out soon, but it looks like Rubik will finally go down. He did steal the Searing Chains. He's baiting them in. They're going to get caught here. Now they're going to arrive. Reinforcements are here. The Void and the DB coming in, ready to pie. With the Exorcism running out. Trying to actually do enough with this Axe. It's going to be looking good. They're holding on the Exorcism so they can push on the towers afterwards. The Dream Core is completely wasted and Bone is running for the high hill. And they are ready to push high ground.
They're ready to push the tier 2. And after the tier 2, the high ground. Please.
Don't go back.
One tower after another.
Stop pinging him. It's just Cube. You've got a creep wave. One will do.
Yeah, they have one creep wave. Cube will realize that, and he will TP back.
Oh?
Likely he has to move
The
back
choreo?
or get the
The core? No, no, he doesn't see it. That would have been big. That was the Axe coming out.
He's waiting for the creep wave instead. But I don't know how big that would have been because your tower is falling, your high ground is falling.
Yeah, Exorcism will burn through this quickly. Brow's not leaving with anything less than a tier 3. Maybe they go for the racks as well. Might be a little bit risky though because Gyro's coming up in 5 seconds. Moving in by Bone. Doesn't catch anyone though.
And he had his chrono there to work with.
Almost has the Axe as well. He doesn't want to expend it just yet.
No, it's definitely smart as he was super low too. And he doesn't really want to die in his own chrono. And also it's a puck, so chances are he won't even catch him.
Cube shenanigans. He's going for that low. This is a pretty good item for this type of game when you think about all the control.
This could be a good play if Viking GG connect to Cube, because Cube he's creating this diversion around that shrine, and they caught Ember before doing that, so maybe they'll try to go for Cube. That's a plan that you could perhaps play out, but no, they're just satisfied without pushing and taking some map control back around that bottom lane.
Meanwhile, you'll see the fighting Pandas move towards the top lane, ready to take one of 2 remaining outer towers for the side of Viking. This map is getting small quickly. In 16k net worth lead, you need to get out on the map and make a play if you're Viking. You can already see, as you said, they come to the bot, they get their hands on that tower, but you need a kill. You need something. Towers are nice, but right now you need to slow down the farm rate of either the DP or the Void.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Looks like they're just going to give him space at the moment. We mentioned they probably do this, right? Vikings draft is completely designed to stretch the map out.
I mean, it's designed to lose.
Oh, in fairness, Benny Hilsing is the usual way a lot of teams go right now. That's why Ember is so popular, is because he can be anywhere and everywhere.
There's a Blink Dagger pick up by Dead Prophet too. He has that Link Silence to work with, so, and the BKB obviously, so it's very difficult for them to just blow up Ryle. I would dare say impossible if you consider that there's an Abaddon in that team as well. We'll see a smoke and...
Well, he's a makeshift Sand now as well, Liz. He can just jump into the middle of a chrono.
I'm just trying to figure out the scenario in which Viking GG managed to take this game.
Do you know what happens though? Every time you try and figure it out, a new item comes up. And a chrono as well, with the Axe complete, means they could just throw it out willy-nilly. Ember's going to go down for 50. And Snake King, by the way, also has an Axe now.
That's an Aghanims on Void, so that chrono will be up in 48 seconds now.
And Brow's already partying, looking for more. Flash can't stop, can't protect himself, and no one's going to help him either.
Gyrocopter at the same time uses cooldown mid lane to outpush the wave. Did he manage to kill all of the creeps or not?
I don't think he did. Yep, there's a lot of survivors here.
That's the scenario in which Gyrocopter maybe is able to fight, and that's the rapier, but man...
He needs a long time.
It's not about the rapier, it's about the fact that you will die in a chrono. You let Void go first phase, and you didn't buy a
You didn't pick a single hero that either had save or could build save.
Exactly, single save. You don't have anything against him. It's just so easy to play if you were playing on Envy's team right now. You still might get kicked tomorrow or in a week, but it's very easy to play on it. This draft is really good.
You know, sometimes if you get kicked, maybe it's a good sign. Maybe you just done something so right that Envy was worried you were going to take his position 1 role.
But look, Gunnar got kicked, but he ended up on TI, so good for him.
Maybe not the way he really envisioned in the first place, but, you know, he found a new team this season.
Yeah.
It all worked out. Right now, Cube, he did do the split push down because he got his hands on a tier 3 tower. The only concern I have is you're Viking and you are 2 lanes down already.
Yeah.
And the net worth lead will just keep extending. In fact, you look at the Gyro, look at Snake King's net worth. You mentioned his items earlier. Look where he's sitting right now. 13,000.
They're 20k ahead. They are 20k ahead. And Ember Spirit has 10,000 net worth. It's basically like having 2 extra embers on your team if you're flying Pepegas, when it comes to net worth at least. So it's...
And Flash, well, he's just doing the typical pause 5 roll.
Now
this
situation is just desperation. He's trying to go out to give some info to his teammates so that they can perhaps farm somewhere. But at this point, Viking GG, they have one option.
No. He's got it. He can move in. He did use the chrono. Didn't kill him, actually. He needed assistance. So Emby jumped the gun. Mastermind.
Yeah, but they're coming. They're coming.
He has no remnants
left. Run, Ember, run! Run!
He just needs to maybe try for a TP. It's the only player he really has left in the book.
Run, you fool!
Moving in. BKB, please don't bash, please don't bash. But it's going to be there. Yes, it is. The final hit. Oh, no.
He tried. He gave it his all, but his all was not enough as he falls to the bash. But he's creating time. He's creating space for the gyro to finish off the rapier. You have to believe. Have to.
Belief, because right now Cube was trying to give his team hope with all these Meteor Hammer pushes. He did die for it this time though. But is hope close enough? He's still 2k out, or just under, and...
Yeah, he actually managed to take down the tier 3.
Uh-oh, Bone. They have got the chrono, and they'll throw it out. For a kill on Bone, it is worth it, they say. Nice. He has got buyback though, but they've got a DD, and Roche has spawned.
It's a disaster. You just need to take this DD, take Roche, and end the game if you're flying for Pegas, PandaS, whatever. On the side of Viking GG, they're really putting all their faith in Flash
Rapiers.
And his rapier, but you know...
He could easily die with the rapier is the problem in this game.
Exactly.
He's a scary chrono man. And, I mean, we mentioned Envy and how he does things differently. We don't often see the Ags picked up on these core, these +1 voids right now, but
not necessarily.
It's been perfect in this game.
In some games it's really good. In this game it's great. I mean, Aghanim's on void is always good. It just reduces your cooldown.
Usually you need more damage though,
exactly.
Right?
The only question is, if you buy Ags, will you have enough damage? And they most certainly have enough damage in their team, so it's good.
You can never give enough credit to Brawl on that front as well. This man has been dominant from start to finish in this game, and it looks like fighting PandaS might get ready to end it here, as they now have the Aegis, they have the cheese, they've got Exorcism to work with, and there's not much of Viking's base left to take. They've still got that tier 2 bot, but they might just try and go for the finish.
Radiant's bottom shrine
It is an Envy team after all. Moving in, Yules, Flash caught out, definitely dead. And he doesn't have buyback, coming off cooldown in 20 seconds. So he should be ready. On the lift, Puck! He gets caught out! Bone trying to just keep the creeps away, has to buy back straight away.
Bone is just gone, he buybacks. Is the rapier there?
No, oh, he's got the gold. He needs to go buy it now. He's going across to the shop.
Wait for me, guys. He's actually... all chat them. All chat them.
Wait a moment.
Yeah, please wait, guys. I want to finish my rapier and then try to fight.
Just all chat type, are you ready?
Just look at them chrono him as soon as he shows up.
I don't know if he'd even have the damage is the problem. Envy is ready, he has the chrono. It is do or die, now or never. Ember lifted on 2, they're going to go in right now. Sun's going to come out. Shackle control's good. Now there's going to be an overgrowth follow-up. They need to get in here right now, but they're controlling up the puck. He's going to come down from the Yules, maybe into a big mess. Ogre already in a lot of trouble. Mastermind, BKB, Frost as well. He's got that rape. He needs to move in right now. The buyback's going to come from Ogre, but it looks like the control's good. Mo 7, he might go down. The chrono is going to be there. No, they get the first life of Void. He is coming back though. This might be the opportunity to turn this around. Aegis has been claimed, but Gyro copped his head as well. The bash is, and then he is down and dusted. Trying to move in. No way back into this fight. They chase through and it looks like a clean sweep now, as fighting Pepe hands is what it feels more like for the side of Viking, as they can't stand up against this force, and it will just be the throne exposed, the end of the game. Flying Pepegas, fighting PandaS, whatever you want to call them, they definitely came here to make sure one team Pepega'd and the other fought well.
Yep, we're gonna jump into one clip and then back to us to discuss this game.
Okay. Let's have a look at the clip.